Welcome back to the show. This is Marshall Remodel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Paul. And today we're going to go over installing a water line to your home out in the country. So the last video I did was on a septic. At the same place, I'm running a water line to their temporary mobile home and future post frame home. So one thing I didn't do here at the Mad County build is go over how I ran my water line. My show has never been about telling people how they should do something, and if they don't do it that way, then that's not right. I like to explain to you the way I do something and why I do it that way, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm sure some of you are going to watch this and wonder why I trenched this line in the way I did, but I will explain that to you. So let's go ahead and jump into the show. Today we're going to be digging in a water line, and we're going to be using a 2-foot bucket on the backhoe. It's got to be a little over 4 feet deep here. So I'm just going to show you guys what water pit looks like out here. This is what the water supplier will put in for you if you're on a water system. So you can see down there, that's the water meter, and this is tapped into the main line. It comes in, goes through this meter, and then there is how you turn the water on and off. It is off right now, obviously. When they put this in, they leave a 1-inch tail sticking out, so you have to dig down and find that. And how I did that is I used a little mini axe and dug on both sides, and then use the shovel to dig down. So that's the depth that we want to be all the way to the house. We have to go, this line is going to run 700 feet. We've got to run some pretty big pipe. We're going to run 2-inch, 500 feet. And where that 500 feet ends, it's like 450 feet, but where that ends, we're going to put a T in, because where their post frame home is going to eventually go, I want to put a tail on, plug it, and mark it so I don't have to like dig this up and then try to splice it when it's time to build their home. Right now, it's going to go straight to their mobile home that they're going to stay in until they build. All right, so let's address why I'm using a backhoe to dig this water line in instead of a trencher. And there's a few reasons. The first reason is I'm primarily doing this install by myself. I may or may not have help from time to time. And so by digging a 2-foot wide trench, it allows me the capability to drop the whole roll of poly pipe into the trench, and then the sides of the trench hold it up. Whereas if I had this out on the ground, it would be next to impossible for me to hold it up and then unroll it. Another reason that I like to have a 2-foot trench is I'm going to have a T and a union in this line. The total length is a little over 700 feet, and I like to get it all put together in the bottom of the trench where it's going to lie, and I typically will pressurize it with water and look for leaks. And if you have a leak, if it was just in a trench that was dug with a trencher, it would be very difficult to pull that water line out and fix it. Whereas with the 2-foot wide, I'm able to get down into the hole with the pipe and fix what needs fixing. Right there is the main electrical. Back there is the temporary mobile home. Right here is the future site of the post frame home that's going to go in. We're going to run 2-inch poly to here. And then there's going to be a T, and I'm going to put a plug in that T, and then run 1.25 inches the rest of the way to the mobile home. So these rolls of pipe are huge, and they are not light. It's going to be 2-inch to the T, and then it's going to break off to 2 places. That should be enough volume. We're going to try to get that roll down in here, and then unfortunately it's uphill for me to push, so I don't know if I can do it or not. It's going to be pretty tough. Well, we'll see. To get these fittings in, you have to use a torch. You heat up the end of the pipe, that softens it, and then you're able to push the barb fitting in. And then you apply 2 stainless steel clamps in opposite directions. When you get a leak in the pipe, it's usually because there is undue pressure on the fitting. For example, where the fitting goes from the 2-inch pipe into the 1-inch pipe, that 2-inch pipe is going to, because it's been rolled up, it's going to put pressure on that 1-inch pipe, and if you don't hold it in place until that 1-inch pipe's able to cool off and become solid again, that barbed fitting can leak. So just make sure that your connections are nice and square and that you let them cool properly before any pressure is put on that pipe. All right, guys, I got this right where I need it. The problem is getting this fitting to go in once I get it heated up. So I'm gonna go get a strap. So you got this lined up just the way I need it. When I heat this up and I get that in there, I can lift these up and get them to go in, but then I gotta pull this in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get a toe strap, put it around there, and then I can wrap it around my arm, and then once I get this lined up, I can pull it in. I mean, this is just massive pipe, and I dug this out a little bit just to get this a little bend so I can get them started there. I'm gonna go get that strap, come back, and then we'll get this put in. I hope I can wrap my hand around this and pull it in. What do you guys think? Is it gonna work or not? Guys, we have that on there. It's cooled off, and I need it as hard as a rock again. So I'll pack some dirt around that. I'm gonna put some big dirt clods on this. It's time to see if I can unroll that. So I gotta cut the rest of the tape off. All right, well, I got it. And let me tell you, that will make a man out of you. You guys, this is like 450 feet I gotta run. And I only could get this in a 300-foot roll and a 200-foot roll, so we have to have a coupler. And we got this coupler on here. Seems to be on there nice and tight. So I got to run this another, I don't know, 100, 150 feet. I got this fitting made up. This is our T. So we got 2-inch coming here, 1.25 going to the mobile home, and then right here will be the other future home. So we got a plug in here, and then when I dig this up, I'll mark it, and all I have to do is take this plug out, put an 1.25 fitting in, and I'm ready to go. Once you get all of your pipe laid out, all your connections made, I put a shutoff on the end of the line where it's going to hook up to the house, and then it's time to pressurize the line. And I like to just turn the water on. That way if there's any leaks, I can see that the dirt is getting wet, and then I can fix them if necessary. We're out here. I pressurized this line last night and got out here, checked everything, and we're good to go. There's no leaks, so we are good to cover this up. The only thing is this is the T that I put in, so I need to mark this location. I know it's 5 feet down, but I need to put something here to mark this. I wrapped that T where I'm going to splice into with a plastic bag just to keep it clean. And then this is a 1.25 leftover 1.25 poly line, and I'm going to leave that in the ground right to there and leave it stick out a couple feet. I'll cut it off, but that way when I go to do this and hook in this post frame home, I'll know exactly where the T is. Now that I know we have no leaks, it's time to cover this whole line back up, which goes much faster than digging it out. One thing to keep in mind is you can see there's piles of rock, so I had to intersect a driveway. So what I did is I dug, prior to digging the trench, I dug all of the rock out of the way to make sure that when I backfilled this, I didn't get any rocks down in around that line where over time they could wear a hole in that pipe. So here's where the pipe comes up underneath the mobile home, and you can take some drain pipe, cut it so you can get it around your poly, and then what I do is I fill it with spray foam all the way up from 4 foot down up to where it pops up, and then heat tape starts. They are all hooked up to the house. All right, that's gonna be a wrap on the water line installation. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully maybe gave you an idea if you're gonna try to tackle something like this on your own. But as always, we appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you on the next video.